What's up, guys? It's your boy Hankeshh here. Man, SmackDown is on fire right now, bro. That's 2 great shows in a row. I think that AI is really helping out WWE. I'm not gonna lie. And for those of you who don't know, WWE is starting to use AI in their booking. I mean, if it's producing content like this, I ain't gonna complain. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna complain. Also, a little bit sorry if some reflection, hits my face while I'm like leaning forward and stuff like that. It's very early in the morning. The sun is shining right through my window. Yeah. But anyways, guys, welcome to the SmackDown summary where we go over everything that happened on SmackDown, or at least the big things, you know what I mean? Just talk about it, get our feelings out about it. I watched SmackDown last night. I kind of got in late. I was out last night doing some stuff, so I watched SmackDown at like 11 p.m. So I watched it a little bit late. I'm talking about it the next morning. So it's not my immediate reaction to SmackDown like usually what I would do. But I still wanted to get out on a video and talk about everything that happened and all that stuff. What do we want to start with? I guess the thing that I really want to talk about is the Sami, Zayn, and ILJA DRAGUNOV match. Holy shit, bro. Oh my god. First off, welcome back, ILJA DRAGUNOV. What a match. What a return. Bro, I was having the time of my life during this match. It was amazing. I genuinely did not think he was going to win that US title here today. I thought Sami Zayn would carry it for at least another couple months. At least until like December, I guess he lost it right now to ILJA. Congrats, ILJA DRAGUNOV. But dude, he deserves it, man. That was such a great match. It was a very hard-hitting match too, bro. The more I watched it, the more I felt like I was just going through a car crash, dude. The kicks were stiff, bro. There was the one part where Sami is just literally just kicking in ILJA's face, bro. And then ILJA comes back with just chop after chop after chop after chop. Dude, this match was chops galore, dude. I swear like half the match was just them just chopping each other back and forth or just slapping the shit out of each other, kicking the shit out of each other. They went the Japanese route where if you want to make it look like you're hitting each other really hard, just hit each other really hard. Also, towards the end of the match, we got Solo Sikoa sighting. I was really scared during this match that MFT would get involved and like cause a DQ finish or like a no contest finish. It kind of ruined ILJA's return. But I'm glad that, it was only a small portion, you know what I mean? Like, as I was watching it, I'm like, dude, MFT has to get involved, right? Because no way Sami's losing the title. And no way ILJA's going to lose clean on his return. But no, none of those were right. MFT didn't get involved. Sami lost. And ILJA won clean on his return. After the match was done, then MFT got involved and beat down ILJA, beat down Sami. Rey Fenix came in and they beat down Rey Fenix because they had an altercation with him backstage earlier in the night. I'm not going to lie, MFT finally has some aura. MFT finally has this like swagger to them though. They feel like a hit crew, you know what I mean? Like they finally have some kind of like, I don't want to say character because they had a character, but like very surface level. Now it feels like there's some badasses in there. Tama Tonga makes a big difference. I'm not gonna lie, I'm glad he's back. So yeah, MFT beat down, and then Solo Sikoa cuts a promo being like, this is MFT, I'm gonna make sure we're on top. The lights cut out. Wyatt 6 video plays. It's Bo Dallas on the screen. And the rest of Wyatt 6 comes out and they have a face to face. I'm not gonna lie, throughout the entire night, I was really wondering what they were gonna do for War Games at Survivor Series. At first, I thought it was gonna be the Vision versus the big baby faces, but then Seth Rollins got turned on by the rest of the Vision, so I don't think that's in the picture anymore. After the MFTs and the Wyatt 6 kind of had their face-to-face, I think that's your War Games match. And even the crowd was very into it. A US crowd was chanting a lot for MFT, of all people, and Wyatt 6. So I think that's going to be a War Games match. I think it's going to be amazing because both teams are brutal. Like they will beat the fuck out of you, bro. I hope that's the War Games match because Corey Graves on commentary literally mentioned the word war. So I think that is going to be the War Games match. The next thing I want to talk about is the whole main event picture. Cody Rhodes, Drew McIntyre, and Jacob Fatu. Going into the night, I thought Jacob Fatu was injured. I saw reports online. I didn't know how much to believe it, but I was like, oh, Jacob Fatu is injured or is out for personal reasons until late 2026. I didn't know how valid it was. So then when they kicked off the night saying, oh, Jacob versus Drew #1 contenders match, I'm like, okay, so Jacob's not injured. Fast forward to later in the night, Jacob got attacked backstage. He got written off, kind of. The match is all called off, everything. So then I'm like, is he injured then? I hope something comes out about Jacob, or if he's injured or not, or if this is just storyline. Because I really hope he's not out until 2026, considering he just came back like a couple weeks ago. So because Jacob got taken out by we don't know who, Pretty sure it's Drew McIntyre. Drew then comes out to the ring, gloating, being all like, ho, there can't be a match, so you have to name me number one contender. Nick Aldis comes out, angry as hell at Drew, whatever. Then Cody comes out to stand on business and says, Drew, this is not fair. We all know that you attacked him, blah, 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 whatever, right? You want a match for the title? You want to be number one contender? Let's do it right here, right now. I was like, no way they have a number one contenders match tonight, bro, of all nights. Like, bro, Cody's still wearing a suit. No way they have a match, right? Then, Drew comes out and they have their brawl and they're fighting through commercial break, through the crowd and everything. So then in my mind, I'm like, okay, there's not going to be a match. Like, no way Cody has a match. I think it's just a beat down. They're going to be beating each other up. Someone's going to come out, something, whatever, right? No, they end up having a match. Cody is wrestling in a dress shirt, dress pants, and dress shoes, bro. It wasn't like a main event match. It was more just like the entire segment itself was the main event, where it was just like a lot of aggression and anger and like a lot of pent up, resentment between these two competitors. It seems like it's going to be Cody versus Drew at Saturday night's main event in about 2 weeks. I mean, I'm not complaining. They're both great wrestlers. I'm excited for that match. Obviously, we already saw it, but they can take it to another level. I know they can. The next biggest thing I wanted to talk about was the Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss stuff. Coming into this match, I don't know if it's just me personally, but this Charlotte and Alexa storyline, it's kind of fallen flat for me, at least like compared to the beginning where, it was a lot of dynamic, are they friends? Are they not friends? I was a lot more intrigued at the beginning. Now it's like they have their standard quo and they don't really get too much screen time. I want more backstage segments with them. You know what I mean? I guess so. They kind of went through their friendship arc already, so now they're just kind of defending the titles, but whatever. They had a match for the titles against Zarya and Solruka. I love tag team wrestling. I like women's wrestling. Put them together, man, this match was great. It was amazing. It was good. Not match of the night. I think that still goes to Sami and ILJA, but this was still a great match. The match at the beginning kind of felt slow. I think that was just the point of the match. They were building up to that hot tag. But once that hot tag came in, it was lights out. It was great, especially because the hot tag involved Charlotte and Solruka fighting. And when those two were in the ring, man, it was amazing. That was fireworks, man. Solruka, amazing competitor. Like, oh my God, she's going to be something one day. I'm excited for that. I also love the exposure that Zarya and Solruka are getting on the main roster. Ever since Evolution, Solruka has been put in the spotlight. The main roster fans know about Solruka. They know how talented she is. Her finisher, the Soul Snatcher, amazing finisher. Oh my God. Blake Monroe is also, I was going to say courtside. No, ringside for this match because NXT storyline stuff. In the end, Charlotte and Alexa retained their tag team titles, but Solruka, Zarya got amazing exposure in the main roster, had a great match. They showcased themselves as the tag team. I think at Halloween Havoc, Solruka has a match with Blake Monroe. I think Zarya will probably turn on Solruka at Halloween Havoc. They have to do it eventually, right? I think Blake Monroe is going to win the North American title with Zarya turning, because I don't see a world where Blake Monroe loses, especially since she's like the new women's star on NXT. So I think they want to build her up a little bit. I think that pretty much covers the big stuff that I wanted to talk about. Obviously, you had some miscellaneous stuff here and there. You had Motor City Machine Guns and Los Garza. Great match, but I was a little bit checked out for that match just because there's always one match on the show where I'm a little bit checked out in. That just happened to be the match. I love both these competitors. It was a very fast-paced match. I mean, the match was good. I was just a little bit checked out of it. But yeah, they're finally starting to build a little bit with the tag team stuff. DIY's back. They had a backstage segment too. The male tag team division is starting to pick up again, which I'm excited about. Aleister Black and Zelina Vega video package. Very excited to see where that goes. Also, a Tiffany Stratton backstage promo as well. Gotta feature the women's champion. Sucks that she lost. I'm a big Tiffany Stratton fan. Minnesota native. I gotta support my girl, you know what I mean? Seems like she's gonna have a match next week with Kiana James, so I'm excited for that one. But yeah, I think that pretty much covers everything I want to talk about on this episode of SmackDown. Let me know what you guys thought of SmackDown. I'm very curious to hear your thoughts. Please leave a comment below. Let's build a community here. Let's talk about wrestling. Let's find our group of people to talk about wrestling with, especially if you don't have anyone in your life. But yeah, I think that ends the SmackDown summary. Thank you guys for watching. Take care. Bye.